the questions that now faces the Congress party, since you're reduced really to a rump, in fact the UPA itself is a rump, is what sort of opposition will you be in Parliament? I know that you felt that in the years when you were running the government, the BJP had often sabotaged you and held up Parliament. Do you intend to repay them with the same coin, or can you in fact assure the people of India that you will be cooperative and that you won't stand in the way of essential legislation and parliamentary business?
I think I'll still reiterate the trends are disappointing, and once the results come out, we can firmly comment on it. And I think whatever role the people of India decide to give us, we will discharge with, with full conscience and the responsibility we're endowed with.
Veer, go ahead.
Mr. Keswan, this is Veer Sanghvi. I have a question for you. During the campaign and before the campaign, the Congress told us that Mr. Modi was a communal, polarizing figure. You yourself in your interaction here have referred to the speeches of Giriraj Singh and various other people to suggest that there was an unpleasant, nasty and illiberal strand to the BJP. Let's concede that for the purposes of argument. So here's my question to you. Given that you represent the secular liberal forces of India, and given that you made such a mess of your campaign, do you feel any guilt at having let down liberal and secular India?
See, Mr. Veer, why did we say this? You see the kind of candidates put up by the BJP in Muzaffarnagar, for example, in UP. The three constituencies there.
No, hang on.
What about your candidate in Saharanpur?
No, for the purpose of argument, I'm accepting what you're saying. I'm merely asking you that do you not owe a certain apology to the secular liberals and to the people of India for the mess you made of that cause, and because of your ineptitude, secularism became a dirty word?
Not at all. I think we still very firmly believe in the, pluralism and secularism of India, and that is the values, bequeathed to us by our founding fathers, which is the values on which our party was founded and party is based upon, and we firmly adhere to the same. Why should we apologize for what we believe in? This is what we believe in.
No, we're not saying that.
No, what of secularism have you followed? When you opened the locks in Ayodhya, when you reversed the Supreme Court judgment. I mean, you still want to claim that you're secular?
We are definitely not a polarizing force. We want
you
to be
did
inclusive.
that. You did that in Jammu in 1983.
Let me complete, sir. We are a party which wants to strengthen the unity and pluralism of India, and we are not here to impose uniformity in the country. The only worry which the Congress party has is that uniformity should not be imposed in India.
Okay, my name is Tavleen Singh. Can I ask you a question, please?
Go ahead.
All right. If you were really running a good campaign in which you stood for the pluralism of India and for secularism, are you then saying that these are things that the people of India have rejected and that it wasn't the flaw in your campaign that caused people not to see that you really stood for these things?
No, see, you're just making it about a particular issue. The campaign was about development and the record of the UPA. And
then why did you lose? That is the campaign that Mr. Modi has won on.
No, the problem is that
no, you're not making sense.
No, I'm making perfect sense. I'm making perfect sense if you let me complete.
Parivartan and Vikas was the defining thing of the BJP campaign. That's why he's won.
That we feel that was, the facade, and I think the way the things happened, whether it was symbolic polarization or blatant polarization by putting candidates in Uttar Pradesh, or even, doing hate ventriloquism, the whole concept of development was lost.
You're not answering Veer's question about why the people of India seem to have rejected your campaign.
If you say that one side took the high road and the other didn't, how would you describe things like boti from people in your party? I mean, it's certainly true that the boti comment by your candidate Imran Masood, who later Rahul Gandhi campaigned with.
He's leading.
So it's not as though anybody has clean hands in this, or entirely clean hands. And if you're fair to the BJP, it's fine to point out individual incidents here and there where people may have crossed the line. But by and large, this was overwhelmingly a campaign fought by them on the plank of development. Would you concede that?
I wouldn't concede that entirely. Definitely it was. If you see the kind of discussions and topics which were highlighted in the media, did you ever discuss the Gujarat model? Did you ever discuss debates?
All the time. All the time.
We talked about nothing else. We talked about nothing else.
We were both desperate by the end.
Let him complete. Go ahead.
No, the problem is you can ask me questions, you need to let me answer. Let me give you one example. You talked about the debate. And on the record of development, why did the BJP not even release its manifesto on time? Why was it that such an issue? This was the only party which had, the debate. The whole manifesto was released after people started voting. That showed their interest in the, their intent of what they wanted to do, or the manifesto. And then you say it's a campaign on development, sir.
Mr. Keswan, pause for a moment and reflect on the whole set of answers you've given over the last 10, 12 minutes. Congress has lost, BJP has won, yet you're insisting that Congress is not to blame for its defeat.
No,
and are you therefore saying that the people of India are responsible?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Are you blaming the people of India for voting the wrong way?
Something
No.
wrong with the people of India, Mr. Keswan? Is there something wrong with the people of India, Mr. Keswan?
Now you're contorting my words.
Not at all.
I am saying that we are, whatever the decision of the people be, we accept it with humility, and I think we will introspect. But all that we are saying is, we wanted this to be about a debate on development. I don't think it happened that way, and we had the shortcoming of not taking a message and a record on our, for 10 years to the people in the right way. So I did say that there are shortcomings on our side. I never blamed the people of India.
Would you accept one thing, that when one compares between the campaign ability of Mr. Modi and the campaign ability of Rahul Gandhi, in the eyes of the people of India, Rahul Gandhi came off second best. Would you accept it?
We never made it a contest about an individual while they made it. We always said we are a collective leadership. So I don't think this question arises in the first place.
I think the question of Rahul Gandhi's leadership does arise for a lot of people. It arises for ordinary voters. And so the fact that it doesn't arise in the Congress doesn't change the fact that it arises in the country. So obviously it will be too much to expect you to criticize Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but can I phrase this in another way? Is there anything in Rahul Gandhi's leadership that you think perhaps could have been done slightly better?
Let's not make this about an individual. As I said, we delivered our promises for the last 5 years in UPA 2. We could not communicate it properly, and I think that's been the shortcoming. And I think when you take an election campaign, you have a you have a alliance committee. Let me complete, please. You have a committee.
No, I'm interrupting you on purpose, and the reason is this: PIB, that's the Press Information Bureau of India. It comes under your government. It's still your government, even though it's in its last dying hours. Has put out that Mr. Modi leads in Vadodara by more than 540,000 votes. That's 5,40,000. It's pretty close to a record, I think. How do you respond to that? That is the size and scale of the way in which this one man has captured the imagination of India and in the process decimated your party. Do you want to respond to that now?
Well, congratulations for such a huge victory, but let me say this again. This was about our record and our record being communicated to people. It was not communicated well, and you interrupted me. I'll just complete. Let's see how a campaign is run. You have a committee for alliances. You have a committee to decide selection of candidates. You had an anti-incumbency for 10 years. So I think right from the national level to all these committees, to the state level, to the district level, everybody takes responsibility.
All right.
So I think we will introspect. If there has been, a collective defeat, we'll introspect and see how we can improve it. I don't think it's fair or right, or we projected it in such a way it's about one person if you win an election or lose an election.
All right, Mr. Kesavan, I accept that. The only thing I want to quarrel with is the phrase, if there's been a defeat. I think there's no room for if, but I'm thankful to you for joining us and facing all our questions.
No, this is unfair, Gaurav. We're stuck here in the studio with these insipid biscuits and you get to have all the delicious Desi Ghee ke laddus at the BJP headquarters. Sudhanshu Mittal of the BJP is now joining us. Have you brought some mithai and laddus with you or not?
I should have done that.
Whichever studio you go to, take some laddus
Tonight,
with you.
there's going to be a party. You are all invited for that.
Well, we're going to be stuck in the studios, so I don't think that there is any party which a journalist is coming to. Huh?
The treat is reserved for tomorrow then.
Yes, absolutely. Now, explain what this massive victory means for the BJP, because several BJP leaders I've been speaking to actually didn't expect this. They said, yes, we're coming to power. Yes, we hope to cross 272. They were circumspect. Now of course you'll say, yeah, I told you from the first moment onwards that this is exactly what will happen, but that you also realized. Are you prepared to accept that this is a bigger mandate than you expected?
Certainly a bigger mandate, but not unexpected. The reason is last 2004, 2009 made us go very, very conservative on the pronouncements about what we expect. Now, certainly it's a great mandate, it's elation. This is the victory of politics of hope. The politics of caste, the politics of religion has been superseded by the politics of hope. And that's the message we must all understand.
We've got a comment coming in now from
Is this a
Prime Minister
BJP
Manmohan
victory
Singh.
or a Modi victory?
Is there a difference in terms of a leadership and a party going together for a victory? What is the
Ask
difference
LK Advani, Sushma Swaraj, Murli Manohar Joshi. They'll answer the question.
Would you have had this victory if it was led by Mr. Advani?
Beg your pardon?
If the BJP did not have Narendra Modi leading it, and if you had Mr. Advani, would you have got this victory?
Life is not about ifs and buts.
Life is about answering a straight question.
Allow me.
Life is about answering a straight question.
I am giving you the answer. Allow me the answer. Life is about reality, and the reality is Mr. Modi has become an icon in the country who has converted his iconic status into votes. Not only in a region, not only amongst a caste, not only amongst a religion, but across the board.
So then it is. So then it is a Modi victory. Then it is a Modi victory. You're accepting it.
It is a victory of a leadership coupled with the organizational strength and organizational
You sound like the opposite of Congress. When you say to Congress, has Rahul been defeated? No, it's the defeat of the leadership. But I put to you, has Modi led you to victory, and is it a Modi victory? You want to make it a victory of the leadership.
The candidate leads a campaign, and certainly if there's a victory, it is a victory of the Prime Minister candidate and for the party. Why are we trying to create a distinction in that?
Can I ask the question
I'll give you
in
one
another way?
answer about what Congress said. Mr. Tarun Gogoi has just offered his resignation, taking moral responsibility for the defeat in Assam where I was there. And here is Mr. Shukla and everybody else saying, no, it is collective. So I decide, if in Assam it is not collective and it's a defeat of Mr. Tarun Gogoi, then it should be a defeat of the leadership here in the center also. Look, we all understand this politics. We all understand the duplicity. We all understand the psychopathy which goes on.
Mr. Mittal, in the event he loses Amritsar, should Mr. Jaitley be taken into the cabinet? What's your
I am not the one who can decide on the candidate. It's the on the leadership.
I think we are all.
Here's your opportunity to get back at Jaitley.
No.
He doesn't.
I have no reasons.
Okay. We've got Ramvilas Paswan, Victor from Hajipur, leader of the Lok Janshakti Party, standing by with us. We want to listen to what he's saying about this big victory, massive sweep in favor of the BJP-LJP combine in Bihar. Looking quite as excited as you think he would, and that could also possibly because the BJP doesn't really need Lok Janshakti Party. They can survive without him. They will of course be part of the alliance, but they will not be able to dominate or set the agenda now that the Bharatiya Janata Party has a majority of its own. I want to ask Ashok Lahiri. Yes. No, because now they can't. Their bargaining position gets compromised.
Can I pick up on something? You've got, as an alliance, 325. As a party, you've crossed 275 on your own. But just 24 hours earlier, every one of your spokesmen was saying, we will welcome even a single MP party. Our doors are open to everyone. Now that you don't need them, are those doors shut?
Not
or
at
do
all.
you still want a flood to come your way?
Absolutely. I don't think, I think if you had heard Mr. Modi, he said forming a government and running a country are two different things. For running a country, the support of as many people who are representative of people is welcome. So that's going to be the stand. I do not see a change, no matter how many seats BJP gets. Still, the larger the kunba, as they say, the better it is.
Is the logic behind that position that you want to do everything you can to cut the ground from under Congress? You want to ensure that Congress, even though it's a rump, can't gather together even a handful of allies. Is that what you're really doing?
See, I think let's get over the Congress phobia. Congress is passé. If we have to run a country, then the country must run on a political consensus. You know, development requires consensus. The states are there. The states must be willing to come forward and cooperate. The center has to have very good relations with all the states, because then the impact of the aspirations of people will be visible there. That's the reason. Instead of being boisterous about it, or instead of being arrogant about the fact that you've been given a mandate by people, Let's create a political
We've
consensus.
got word coming in at this time that Sachin Pilot is losing on his seat in Ajmer by 92,000 votes. That is huge. In fact, Vasundhara Raje is speaking to reporters, and you want to listen.
Rahul, if you
to what
recollect,
the highly successful.
If you recollect on your show, we were discussing Rajasthan, and I said, look, while you're all talking about this in his own, there were these marks given to Mr. Sachin Pilot as being the best member of parliament. I said, look, in his own constituency, all the seats under him have been lost in the Vidhan Sabha. He was bound to lose.